guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee. If you're new, thank you so much for clicking and watching this video. So today's video is going to be all about manifesting during difficult times. This has been so highly requested, and I kind of broke it down into 3 difficult things: negative thoughts, difficult people, as well as difficult situations. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it because I have a lot of good stuff to talk about, and we're gonna start with our thoughts. What we need to do when we're having negative thoughts is to understand the cycle of our thoughts. Our thoughts are like a game of telephone. If you guys are not familiar with the game of telephone, they start with a sentence or a word and they whisper it to the next person, who then whispers it to the next person, whispers it to the next person until it reaches the last person. And by the time it reaches the last person, the words are all jumbled and it's completely different than what the initial sentence was, because it's gone and passed through all the different kids. So our thoughts are kind of similar to that. When we initially think a thought, we tend to repeat those thoughts over and over and over again, creating more thoughts and then creating more repetition through those negative thoughts, ultimately creating a false and emotionally tied thought that is completely different than that first initial thought.
The offenders are on the show tonight.
The diaphragm jelly is in my glove box?
When we repeat these negative thoughts in our head, we create emotion, and emotion is then tied to that thought. So it's just like this huge negative, emotionally tied false story that, one, is not even happening right now. It's actually in the past, and you are holding on to the past by repeating these negative things in your head. And 2, is completely different than that initial thought. You created something much bigger and much more negative that is not even what initially was given to you through your thought. I read in a book one time that it takes 90 seconds to feel a certain emotion. That could be any feeling, but in this case, we're talking negative feelings. So think anger, sadness, jealousy, discouragement. You feel it for 90 seconds and then that feeling flushes away. But what we humans tend to do is repeat that same thought over and over and over past the 90-second mark it takes for us to even feel those thoughts, stimulating that feeling just to stay with us that much longer. Sometimes this can span out to hours later, days later, years later. So the next time that you have an unpleasant thought, feel it, count to 90, simply release it and let it go. Do not hold on to it longer than you need to, because that creates attachment to the thought and ultimately creates the feelings of becoming our thoughts and becoming our feelings, rather than just simply having them and letting them flow. So the next difficult situation that a lot of you guys ask me about are difficult people. So when it comes to difficult people, the lesson here is to revalue yourself. There's actually a quote that I recently came across that I'm going to read to you guys. Change your conception of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will conform the change. Neville Goddard. Ultimately, this is kind of just telling you what you see in people is what you're showing them. We have to understand, first of all, their point of view, their perspective. There's another quote that I came across recently in a book that I've been reading. Every action, word, stretch, laugh, and even thought is a translation of a thought. Our response to our thoughts are transformed into the world through expression, action, and words. So people who you think are negative, who you think are mean, who you think are gloomy or speak ill words, look at it from their perspective. What is their thoughts going through in their mind? They must be negative, doubtful, fearful. Something is going on in their thought process that their transformation of those thoughts is coming across not the best and creating this negative reaction that you are seeing. And when you look at it from that way, I almost feel pity for these people and I feel bad for them. So instead of labeling, judging, and placing them lower than you because of their thought process and their inability to control their thought process, that's really sad. Show them positivity by spreading your vibrational energy to them. If you need more love from them and you're not seeing enough love from them, show them love. If you're not seeing enough positive words, show them positive words. If you're not seeing positive actions, show them positive actions. Create a patience and understanding from their point of view and their perspective. Help them see a good reflection of their external world by creating more opportunities for them to see positivity, therefore creating more positive thoughts, and ultimately those thoughts will stem into better reactions. When you show them this positive reflection of yourself, you're giving them more positive things to find in theirs. And sometimes when you see negative in people, look at yourself. What are your thoughts stemming from? Why are you seeing the negative in them? Are you placing judgment? Are you labeling? Are you initially having these negative thoughts that is expressed through your negative view of these people? And take that maybe as a sign to revalue yourself first and show them more love and show them more positive reactions for them to display more in front of you, because they're only reacting to the energy and vibrational message that you are giving them. And if you're labeling them and judging them and placing them as negative people that are lower than you, maybe that's just a self-reflection analysis of yourself. So just step back, understand their point of view, and revalue yourself to show them more positive things for them to become. And last but not least, difficult or negative situations. In order to overcome situations, you have to learn to master the moment. The external world is a reflection of your internal world. Whatever you see externally is somehow giving you a sign of yourself, showing you what you need. Does that make sense? That sounds so crazy. It's really hard to like communicate this to people, but whatever you see in a situation, whatever you get from it is ultimately what your inner world is taking from that situation. So if you're in a negative mindset and you see the same exact scenario as someone who's in a positive mindset, you guys are going to take two different things from that same exact scenario based on your internal world and where you are mentally. So when bad things happen or bad difficult situations happen, look at it as, what am I telling myself? Because ultimately, you're smarter than you know, and you are telling yourself things every single day, but it's up to you to decide if you're gonna listen to it or not. You take situations and perceive it in a certain way that you need or you want in life. When you become more aware of that and you understand this, you're able to listen and trust that situation's lesson of yourself telling you what you need or want in life. There are two ways to deal with the situation. You can deal with it proactively, or you can deal with it reactively. Proactively, rather than trying to escape the present moment or the situation that you're dealt with, you accept responsibility and allow your values and beliefs to determine the choices that you ultimately make. Whereas reactive reactions are letting the circumstances and situations control you. Rather than analyzing and processing what you can take from them, you ultimately place blame on these situations for what you're getting from it, rather than taking the situation that you're dealt with and creating something out of it. You can create lessons, growth, opportunity. There's multiple different things, positive things that you can create when you look at the situation with a proactive attitude rather than a reactive attitude. So next time that you're in a difficult situation, master your moment by listening to yourself, figuring out what you're trying to tell yourself, and having a proactive approach to life. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys got something from it. Thank you so much for all the video requests for this video. You guys taught me so much throughout my research of this video, so thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in a future video. Bye guys.